All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow, and I'm here to give a G.O.T.S update to those of you who have been accepted and those of you who are privileged to attend this particular event. Myself and Pastor Joe Fox are hosting this event, and of course we're going to have a wonderful time. So what I want to do is I want to come on here just for a moment and give you a little bit of heads up as to what to expect. So I'm going to give you pretty much the class itinerary and what we're going to have. And you're going to see just by what we have on the agenda. And that's not including some of the other things that we'll be doing off the record that's not included here on this agenda as far as educating and informing you. Now you have to understand, my name is Pastor Dow, and some of you are familiar with me. Some of you have met me, and some of you have never met me before in your life. And so therefore, the only picture that you can actually draw of me is behind this screen right here. And I understand that sometimes my demeanor is a little bit forceful and forthcoming. That's because I'm so passionate about the truth and getting the truth to you, because I understand what it means to be bound by a utopia of lies or believing something all this time to be truth and then come to find out later on that it was nothing more than lies in the first place. So what I want to do is I want to continue to make my contribution to society of educating and informed, to change your paradigm, the way you've been trained to think, i.e. the public school system and the educational system here in this country, which the actual federal government itself sets the curriculum, what they call higher learning. They have trained us to function very well in their society, and my job is to stimulate you to be able to think outside of the box that you have been put into. Because it's only when you get off this Ferris wheel that they have put you on and come out of it that you can actually truly learn how to be free, live free, and to think free. So I want to inform you, and that's my main thrust. I want to inform you, number one, on the religious front. I want you to know the truth. As painful as the truth is, my desire is to get you the truth. And you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. And most times, you will fight against it because you hate to believe, as well as I did, hate to believe that I was so gullible and allow myself to be so easily controlled and manipulated and dominated by a system of corruption, a system that opposes itself as if it was a system sent from the Most High itself, and really is nothing but satanic to the core. And also want to inform you on the economic front. As far as money and how to change the way you think, because if you don't change the way you think, then the Bible clearly says that the borrower is a servant to the lender. You're going to continue to keep having the bankster's thumb on the back of your neck. There's no way you're going to be able to prosper in this lifetime if you don't change the way you think. They condition you and they advertise you half to death, or whether it be on TV or any type of social media networks, to do everything they can to influence you to get the dollar out of your pocket before you even make it. So you have to change the way you think. You have to get out of some of the advice, the way people have taught you how to function here in this particular society, in this world, because it's not going to work. And it's not going to continue to keep working. There's no way that you can amass any type of wealth as little or as great as that can be unless you understand. And of course, there are some spiritual principles and implications that are involved. If you're going to prosper in this world, you're going to have to give to the Most High's work. That's all there's to it. But the problem is finding out who are those people, because it's just like the law of sowing and reaping. It's just like the law of gravity. There are spiritual laws that are in place, and they're there. Well, we understand them or like them or not, but they are just there. So you're going to have to change the way that you've been programmed to think, and in order to do that, you've got to become proactive. And that's the reason why we hold these meetings called Gathering of the Saints. Notice it's called Gathering of the Saints. I mean, it's not open to the general public. This is a private meeting, and you must have a fear of the Most High Yah, and you must exercise principles of believing the Holy Bible. You don't have to believe everything to the level that we believe it to, but you must, on the core principles of the scriptures and stuff, you have to and have a mindset that when truth is coming to you or presented to you, that you're willing to evaluate what's being presented to you and also change. So you're going to have to change your mindset, but as long as you continue to keep putting the same information before your eyes, I tell you what, opportunity of change is going to be very grim and very bleak, if possible at all. So anyway, the Gathering of the Saints class itinerary and the schedule, I'm going to go over here just for a moment. And again, like I said, there are people who out there who hold preparedness meetings and survival meetings, and they'll charge you $200 for a 6-hour block of instruction for one day. And that's just utterly ridiculous and off of the chain. They're not in it to actually inform you, and they're not there for your best interest, while they yet do have viable information that you need. But it comes at a steep price, and a very steep price. So they're enriching themselves the same way that a lot of churches have done too. They're enriching themselves because they have information that you need. But Pastor Dow is not going to give you an 8 steps to a better you. I'm going to tell you steps that you need to take in order to become a better you and to be a better person. And that is the truth. So anyway, Gathering of the Saints, which is again hosted by myself and Pastor Joe Fox of Viking Preparedness. Now, you have to understand, you're dealing with two soldiers here that have in excess of 30 years of military experience. Pastor Fox a lot more than I do. Pastor Fox is a retired Special Forces Green Beret. I'm not retired, but I spent 10 years in the United States Army, the majority of them as a U.S. Army paratrooper or Red Beret. So you're dealing with people who are not only informed in how humanity in itself functions in the way they do, we're also very familiar with how humans think and our environment, our surroundings. And we want to try to do whatever we can, as well as those who have aligned themselves and joined themselves to us, who have willingly volunteered their time, their effort, their resources, their money to come and actually to teach you people who have never had the opportunity of this particular lifetime to get the type of training that you're going to get at this particular meeting that you're going to receive. So without further ado, let me go ahead and go off into the itinerary here. Now on Wednesday, that's the fourth day of the week, on Wednesday when everybody starts coming in, and we're going to have check-in starting at old dark 30. That's 6:30 in the morning. That's when the gates will be open, and we'll start receiving you into the orientation and start getting you checked in so you can have time for setup. All the way up from till 9 a.m. is when we're going to have welcome and orientation given by myself and Pastor Joe Fox. At 11:30, we got Brother Kevin is going to be giving a class on bicycles for survival. And then we have at also 11:30, we have evacuate a casualty. Now, Sister Carrie is a master sergeant in the military right now. She's going to be giving a very important class on how to evacuate a casualty. And then we're going to have at 1 p.m. We're going to break for lunch, and then we're going to have 1 p.m. Hydroponics gardening, as well as a cob construction. Then we're going to have dinner probably at 3, and then we're going to have kits. That's going to be done by Brother David, as well as that evening. Sister Cindy is going to be giving a women's health class, and Pastor Dowell is going to be giving a men's health class. That's 7 p.m. that evening. All right, the next day, the following day, on the 5th day, Thursday, because we have breakfast, but at old dark 30, 6:30 in the morning, Elder Douglas Becker we'll be giving a butchering class where we're going to teach you how to butcher over 100 chickens and stuff. We're going to give you an informed block of instruction, how to butcher a chicken, how to raise chickens, and not only that, probably go into how to even take care of some of your livestock, or how to even get started. Now at 9:30 a.m. that same day, that morning, Thursday morning, Pastor Fox will be giving a cashing class. We're going to have a splitting class as well going on simultaneously at the same time. So you have to pick and choose which one you're going to attend. All right, at 11:30 a.m. we have a basic self-defense class, and then at 1:30 p.m. we're going to have telling time by the sun. Then we'll have a dinner and then clean up. At 4:30 p.m. we're going to have a food storage class, and then at 4:30 p.m. we're also going to have running simultaneously with the food storage class. Elder Doug is going to be giving a hunting class, how to hunt, whether it be different types of game. So the information is going to be there. And then 7 p.m. I'm going to be talking about mutual assistance groups and more than anything, the good, the bad, the ugly, as far as forming a community, and why you should consider networking with people of like precious faith, and why you need to get around people who fear the Most High like you do, because they're going to be one of the most trustworthy sources that you're going to find, because many of you out there receiving a lot of opposition because you embrace the truth, and you're wondering what's happening and why come people just don't run to it as fast as you do. So I'm going to explain all of that at 7 p.m. and I'm going to open it up for questions and answers and let you ask any questions that you would like in reference to communities that night. Now on 6th day, we're going to have early in the morning, we're going to have breakfast. And then we're going to have a basic handgun class as well as a weapons disarmament class at 9:30. That's when class is going to start. The range is going to open at 10:30, which you will receive professional instruction on different types of weapons. And I'm talking about expert instructions on different types of weapons. We'll have dinner, clean up, then we'll get prepared for Shabbat, coming in and have a wonderful time of fellowship that night, again all around the campfire. And then on the Shabbat, the fourth commandment, according to the fourth commandment, is in Exodus 20 verses 8 through 11. We're going to be honoring the commandment, which starts at Friday night at nightfall and ends at Saturday night at nightfall. 8 a.m. that Saturday morning, we'll have a breakfast, and then we'll have prayer time starting at 10 a.m. and then we'll be live off in Shabbat service, which we will broadcast the Shabbat service like we always do on online-church.org. You'll be able to see the live video feed. We'll have dinner that evening. Immediately after dinner, we'll have a baptism for all those who want to be baptized. And then at 7 p.m., which we're not going to broadcast this, and if you notice, Pastor Dow never broadcast it, we're going to have a mass deliverance service. We're going to have a deliverance service where we're going to be praying for you, whether it be for salvation, healing, and deliverance, whatever it is. You have different types of sickness, whether it be diabetes, cancer, arthritis. It makes no difference. We're going to watch and see the Most High move. We're going to see that he's alive and he's doing well. Just in the last month and a half, I've had three doctor verifications of people being healed from arthritis, diabetes, kidney dialysis, and cancer. Well, four of them. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good track record. And so I want to let you know that the Most High is alive and well. The Messiah, Jesus Christ, is still on the throne. He's still alive. And whether most people would choose to believe that or not is totally irrelevant to us. But this is a meeting for believers. You have to go back into the archives, because I don't want any rude awakening and surprises when you come here. We expect for women to carry themselves in a holy manner and to cover themselves. We don't expect to see any cleavage on women. We expect for your head to be covered and you will wear a dress at this particular meeting. And that's just our standard. If you don't like it, then don't come. Men, you will be covered. There will be no shorts on men, boy or men. No short pants or no short shorts on boy, men, or women, regardless. And men with no tank tops. You will be covered up wearing a shirt, something similar to this, and you'll be covered up. If you want to wear a hat, that's up to you. You can choose to wear a hat if you want. You may want to bring some boots because when Pastor Fox does a cashiering class, chances are you're going to be out in the woods. There's a few classes that's going to be out there in the woods, and so you want to prepare properly for going out in the woods. All right. So don't forget all the things that you need to bring with you, and you're going to have a wonderful time. You're going to have the time of your life. But more than anything, we're keeping the Most High first and foremost. Every single day we'll be opened up with prayer, and he will be the head of this meeting, and that is the truth, and that's the truth straight way. I hope I said enough to inform you. I'll make a video next week giving you direction on how to obtain directions, as well as the phone number once you get into town, how to get to the actual location and place of gathering of the saints by straightway. And that's the truth, and that's the truth straight way. Each and every last one to be encouraged. I hope to see you tonight on the broadcast is my prayer.